Hi everyone, it's Pat. I'm going to try for the first time to do a live while I'm painting, and I hope you enjoy it. It's just to get my feet wet, and I'm not sure how closely I'm going to be watching the screen to be able to answer people, but I'm going to try and we'll see what's happening. All right, so here's what's the plan is. This is a painting that I did last year. It started out with none of the rose information on it. It was simply a background. And the more I looked at it, the more I realized that it was just too plain. I needed to enhance it in some way. And so I did a secondary pour, purposely using blues, pinks, and whites, and attempted to make it look like flowers on here. Well, the more I look at it, the more I think that I would like it to have a little bit more detail than that. So I am going to try and enhance this today, something I've never done, which is 3 layers on a piece of art that I've created. I have pictures of this that are saved, that I can always do prints of it the way that it is. And it has a finish on it, so hopefully, if I don't like what I've done today, I'll be able to wash it off because I'm going to use acrylics. Now, when I did this, I was pouring. I didn't do a specific paintbrush outline of a rose. I was actually kind of surprised how nicely it came out looking like a rose. And so I don't have a picture to look at to help me see what a rose looks like. But I did do this painting subsequently, and I know there's a lot of glare because I purposely did it in metallic paints just for the heck of it to see how it would come out. And so I'm going to set this up for myself to look at to remind myself what components go into making a rose. And they're almost in the same position. So here we go. Pardon me while I try and set my other phone up to be able to view myself so I can look down and see if there's anybody watching and answer any questions. Bear with me. Okay, so if I go here and I go here, that's not what I want to do. I can never remember how to do some of this stuff. I apologize. Is that what I want? No, that's not what I want. Okay. Come on, Pat. You can remember how to do this. Oh, I know. I know. I go here. Oh, I don't see myself up there yet. Yeah, maybe I'm not really going live right now. I just think I am. All right. No, I'll try and figure this out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Oh, maybe I need to change the bell setting for myself if I can. And it doesn't look like I have the option to do that. Okay, well, I'm going to do the best I can. So let me see. It looks like there may be a couple of people watching right now. Thank you, Bags. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy this. So not only am I doing something I've never done before, I am doing it on a live with my art, which I've never done before. And I am I'm going to try using acrylic pens, which I'm not proficient at. So this is going to be really quite entertaining, I hope. So, let's dump these out so I can see what the colors are. And hi everybody that's joining. I said earlier that I don't have anybody helping me. I'm doing this by myself, so I may not see comments if any are written. Please hit the heart to like if you are enjoying what I'm doing. That'll help me to know if I should do this again or do it differently. And let me get started here. I sure wish I could figure out how to do this part. And that's not going to do it. Okay. I'll figure it out one of these days. So I'm going to step away for a second. I'll be right back. Aha. I also have wide brushes in the acrylic in case these are too fine. So let me see. I need to prime it. And yep, it's stuck. I haven't used them for a while, so they tend to get gummy. Ooh, not the way to do that. All right, come on. There we go. That's, well, I think I'm gonna have to open a new one. I will, next time before I do this, I'll make sure my pens are working. Let's put that away. Let's see, maybe. All right, let's see if this guy's too gummed up. Ooh, that looks fresh. Yeah, okay. So let's just do a little here. And let's come out like this and like that. And then come around from here. And we'll kind of make a little circle in the middle. And another one over here. That doesn't look too bad. And then this is another petal over here. And we've got this one coming up like that. Now, it's kind of dark, but I can always deal with that. So this looks like this could come up like this and then come around and come up to a point and come back down and come around. And then behind it, there's another one here. Yeah, it looks a bit like that. And then this one could almost be two. Yeah, it could. All right, so let's make this two. And then come around here and do the other one that's behind it. And then there's another one coming up over here. It's like that. And then this is coming from in here. And I want it to appear that it's kind of facing that way, even though it's open the whole way. So when I come down here, let's see if I can do something different than what the bottom piece looks like. And make this come around like that. And then, yeah, I'm kind of liking that. Can you see? I don't know how well you can see the detail. All right, now to keep the concept of it being pink and blue, let's grab this guy, see what he looks like. That looks like that's too dried out. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with, I want it darker than that, but I don't want it that dark. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. All right. So, oh, all right. Moving on. Messed up. I'll be more prepared next time. All right, let's go with these guys. A lot of them have never been opened. Okay. Let me see if I've got something going on here. No, I don't see myself. Okay. Let's see how you look. Oh yeah, that's right. It's been a while. Okay. And then we prime it. And let's see what we got going on. Oh, nice. Okay. I can work with that. much better. Glad those weren't working. Roses tend to get lighter as they open it. A lot of them have ridges of like red that go into a yellow, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this until I do it. But I think if I go with the lighter pink here, I forgot to shake it. Don't ever shake these without the lid on them. All right, so, oh, thank you for the follows. Thank you so much. All right, let's see what we got, almost. And just so you can see, because I picked it up before, the detail is getting better in there. And I wonder if it would be better without the light on. I think that might work better. Yeah, that helps. Okay. So let's go for, oh, that almost matches the original. Wow. I didn't expect that. It doesn't really look like it to me, but then again, I turned my light off. All right. And that looks like it could be one that's coming out over here and maybe does a little dipsy-do and comes back in over here, and we'll do a little do-do-do-do. With it, and let's do that over here, and now these I want to come up bigger and these down smaller. So, all right, let's start one about there and say it comes around like that. And I still want it to be abstract. I'm not trying to make it look perfect. I just want it to, when you first glance at it, you think rose. So, and I may change my mind, which I tend to do a lot. The thing that I really love about the background is it was the first time I played around with trying to make something look almost marble. And I do believe that was achieved pretty well with the gold and the dark in there. Pretty well with the gold and the dark in there. Okay, moving on. This, I may have to go into those other pens and make them work better because it looks like I really need that darker outline, unless, hey, let's go back to the dark red and see if I can do, well, what do you know? that's working out pretty well. And then, so I want this to look like the bowl on the bottom, but some of them are also out. And that's where it gets, so the rounder it is, the more it looks like a bowl on the bottom. Now these out here have opened so much that we're back to, they start at the bowl at the bottom, but then they're sticking way, way out there. These are going to look huge, and they're also gonna look like they're ready to drop off. Now, as the sun hits roses, in my experience with growing them, they bleach out. So yeah, we want that up there, but then that's just to kind of make the edge stand out. We also want it to be the lighter color because the sun has been shining on it for a long time. Okay. So since I've gone from here all the way over to here, the purpose of that stopping at this edge is because I want this to appear to be one that's on top of this one. So I'm not going to have an edge drawn on this petal. I'm going to make the edge look like it's totally connected to this petal only. And this guy just went nuts. And we're going to give him all the way over to here. And if it looks too unnatural, we can modify it. All right, so I'm going to use my finger to kind of draw that in a little bit before it dries. Yeah, I usually use gloves when I'm painting. I don't usually put my skin into the paint, but I need a lot of precision today to do this. And so I'm wiping my finger off on a paper towel that's over to my left here. See now how this came out here? I don't know if you can see the detail, but we've got this down here that looks a little bit like a bowl, and the edge of the petal is darker up here. That is meant to look like the edge has curled up. So again, this is a kind of a bowl look, and it's going to be dark at the top because it's starting to curl from being old and the sun hitting it. All right, then we've got a guy back here who's saying, hey, you can't have all the fun, man. I'm here too. And so we're going to come up like that. And then another one over here. And let's see, we're going to have him come all the way over here. And let's get some. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I like it. All right, now I had painted pinks over here that weren't showing up enough. So let me see if I can recall the shape because I liked it. Okay, and let's see. Oh, thank you. All right, this is good. Now, if I were a rose and I had my youth out here, I think there'd be one right here saying, I'm so pretty, look at me. And yeah, more of a hint of one. Okay? All right. Now, let's make some big puppies out here. We'll do like the one down there because again, these are sitting outside. They are the biggest. They've been in the sun the longest. And they're already starting to be finished. I know I feel that way sometimes at my age. Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like it, I like it. Maybe a little bit more here. All right, and so we've got that, we've got that. Let's come in over here and do another big one out. And he's gonna come all the way down to that guy. And this guy is in the back of both of these. So you're not gonna see a lot of detail there. Okay. Now, I didn't do much, but it has way more definition than it did before I started. And I'm gonna let that go for now, let it dry, and maybe come back to it and do more, maybe not. So we have a nice one over here that's just starting to open. So let's come in, and it looks like the center is about here. So let's make that look kind of round and clumpy. And then we're gonna come off of it very tight, very tight. And come off of it some more, very tight. And it's kind of looking this way. So we've got a bowl look down here and that curl edge up here. Okay, and then here's an edge. This one's farther in the distance, so it's smaller. It's a big rose bush. And then we're gonna come around here, maybe come in like this, come around here, come around here. There's going to be lots and lots and lots of layers to this one because it hasn't opened all the way yet. All right, and let's do a couple more in here. I like that this is not extreme. It's the idea of, because like I said a little while ago, I still want it to be abstract. And I think that helps that one. All right, now we've got this dude here. And that's a bud. And so we're going to make it look like a bud. And let's come up here to define this. And we've got a little point there. Don't want to lose that. And it's going to go way down into there. And then we've got somebody starting to open over here. And we got somebody starting to open over here. So this is one. This is another one. And this is all coming up into this being that little round dude. And these are going to be kind of dark because they're so young. Okay. And let's just, there we go. All right. do a little stem. Whoops, oh yeah. Shake it with the cap on. Come down. And get this guy primed. Oh, he doesn't want to prime. There we go. These pens are amazing. I prefer working with brushes, but I didn't want to. I'm in the process of doing my oil over here. I don't know if you can see it or not. And I didn't want to mess too much with my area that's set up for doing my oil. So, all right, let's just give a little bit of extra oomph. Coming down, let's, yeah, I like that. And then the same thing here, we want to actually have, sometimes the green cups the bottom of the rose, and then maybe just a little bit of highlight through here. And it looks like we've got the idea of a leaf out here, so let's really make it. Yeah, I didn't do that very well. All right, I don't know why I did that. All right. That's what I meant to do. Go like that, okay. And out here just a wee bit. All right, and then let's throw another one just randomly out here. And it looks upside down, doesn't it? There. And I love this here, where the bud comes in. Well, let's just make that look a little bit more realistic. Oops. Okay, and let's bring you down like this, and maybe you've got coming off here with a leaf. I really want as much of the background to show through as possible, because that was the main goal of this piece of art. All right, and then we've got another bud down here. I'm not sure what I was thinking when I did that. I think it's supposed to be a leaf. Let's see what happens if we convert it into a leaf. So if it's like this, not bad. Yeah, that'll work. I'll probably come in later with a paintbrush or whatever, and even, you know, do a little bit more detail when this is dry and I've had a chance to look at it and see what I want to see. There we go. That now it looks more like a leaf. And heaven knows what this glob is. Maybe another leaf was coming down over here, and then the bud was on top of it. So let's see if we can fake that. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. And boom. Okay, you can't be hanging out here with no leaf. So let's say your leaf comes up like this and it's kind of curled. So we'll make this thick, come to a point right there, and then we'll leave this kind of open. And all right. And this probably needs to go all the way in. That goes all the way in. And now we've got a bud on top of all those over here. That's starting to open. Do it right. And so this is open out here. And then this is another one that kind of cups around. And got that in there. And we've got this out here that thinks it wants to open, but it's so tight in there, and then in there. And let's do our little center, and then some tight dudes around it. Again, I'm not seeing a lot of detail, but let's let our imaginations fill in the detail. And I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so that's the one that we started with. Come around. We did some diddling there. And paintings usually don't look as good up close as they do back, but I want you to see the detail up close. And we got that dude. And we've got that dude. And that's it. So backing up, that is what the painting would look like hanging on your wall. So again, I'm going to come in, I'm going to do some more detail work to just make it look finer. And then I'll put some kind of a seal over the top of it so that it is protected. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you another time. Bye.